Live from New York City, it's Wendy Williams. Today, the cast of Wendy's favorite new reality show, Preachers of LA, are stopping by. Plus, we hit the streets for a special Celebrity Thanksgiving edition of Street Talk. And all the latest juicy hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
Today. Studio audience, my co-host, thank you so much for being here. You're beautiful. Thank you, thank you. I'm doing great. Listen, there's good news about Amanda Bynes. I've got an update for you. Plus, Hugh Hefner's marriage could be in trouble. And Nick and Mariah want to end the rumors that theirs is in trouble. Let's talk about it and more. It's time for Hot Topics. I am grateful for you. And I am grateful for you. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. It's a time to be grateful. What are you grateful for? Oh, thank you. They said me. Anyway, I told you guys that I hosted the red carpet for the 2013 Soul Train Awards. Well, you haven't seen it yet because they record it, the red carpet and the awards before they show it. So on Friday's show, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the red carpet, some of the highlights, and then you'll be able to see the full show, including red carpet, on Sunday on BET and Centric. I know we haven't talked about Amanda Bynes in a long time. When last we talked about her, we were all watching her go into court with a messy wig on and, you know, not in the bed. Well, that's one of the many pictures that we've seen of her in recent months. But we laid off Amanda because she was supposed to be getting treated and she stayed under the radar. And now, this, by the way, was back in July when Amanda was placed on a psych hold and then transferred to a rehab facility where she's been ever since. Now, apparently she's done a great job of staying off social media, staying out of the magazines. None of the people in her camp apparently are leaking stories. So she's been under the radar. Well, here's the update. Amanda is doing so well that they expect her to leave rehab by Christmas. Then once she leaves rehab, she'll reportedly live with a sober companion who will help her transition back to society, which I think is terrific. These sober coaches are very expensive, but as you know, you can't put a price on good health or sobriety. And this is a young girl who worked and amassed millions, you know, back when she was working. She's still only 27 years old, so she's got plenty of time to, you know, get it together, you know, after rehab. And then if she chooses to get back into acting, great. But I think, and I have no idea how old her sober coach is or whether it's a male or female, but I think the best kind of sober coach would probably be somebody no more than 15 years older than her, you know, just or somebody under 40 years old, a female preferably. I think that when she gets out, she also needs to continue to take the break from social media, as in, don't have a Facebook, don't have a Twitter, but also don't be on blogs checking what people are saying about you. And don't return to the spotlight until 30. Well, but that's a nice round number. If she's 27 now and I mean, you remember the stories about Amanda. It's not like she had a small fall from grace. I mean, she toppled, spilled, and landed, you know, in rehab. So, you know, she's still facing some legal issues. Apparently, there's a judge that found her mentally competent to stand trial for her own 2012 DUI. So the good part is that the judge declared her mentally competent. The bad part is that she's got to stand trial for a DUI, where, you know, she'll probably lose her license like so many people do. However, in the bigger scheme of things, Who cares? You know, like cop to what was in the past, get sober for what is in the present, so you could keep your eyes on what you have for the future. Good for you, Amanda. Good. So, Hugh Hefner's marriage, they say, might be on the rocks. Gee, you think? There's Hefner. Hugh is 87 years old, 60 years older than his 27-year-old wife, Crystal. Well, Crystal's reportedly bored with him. Hugh reportedly never wants to go out. And their nightly routine is dinner at 6, followed by watching TV or seeing a movie in bed. Don't you remember when Kendra and those girls lived with him, though? They would watch those movies, but it'd never be anything, like of today, like Hunger Games. It's something like The Great Gatsby, and I'm not talking about the Leo one. I'm talking about the crackly black and white one, Anyway, so, yeah, there's a rep for Hugh who says that there is no looming divorce. There is no looming divorce. What do you think a 27-year-old girl marries an 87-year-old man for? Money, of course. Not even the sex. It's money. And I don't care if there's an ironclad prenuptial agreement where she gets nothing at the dissolution of this marriage. He's already given her more than she had going in, because now we know Crystal. She's had access to like the best boutiques, I'm sure, in Beverly Hills, front tables at wherever she wants to eat, a fleet of foreign cars that I'm sure she drives, the best gym memberships. I mean, she gets something out of this, and Hugh gets, at this point, not even the delight of being surrounded by younger girls, because I think that people are laughing at you, Hugh Hefner. People are laughing. And I don't understand why you married her to begin with. I heard her on Howard Stern's interview show, where she talked about you like a dog. She said she's not attracted to you. Yes! This is before they got married. Yes! And she allegedly escaped from the house, like in the middle of the night, and she's talking to Howard. Drum it up on the Google Schmoogle, and you'll find out. She talks about how she had to plot her escape from the house, and she's not attracted to Hugh, and the sex only lasts for 2 seconds. And I'm just like, well, why did you marry her? I mean, Crystal, while it's not looking too good on your character, you win, because you still tricked him, and you're still married. Let's move along. Do you know that girl, Courtney Stodden? Okay, she's that 19-year-old girl who was married to that 53-year-old man. Do you recognize her? That's a good picture, though. You know where she's walking in that? An outdoor mall in LA. Yes, it's called, what's that mall called? The Grove, Can you imagine if you were walking in an outdoor mall in LA with your children and you saw this coming towards you? They're used to it out there, though, I guess. Anyway, so she's 19. She recently broke up with her 53-year-old husband, Doug. He was creepy. And that picture, that bleached out hair and those upturned boobs, and that, you look like a hard-living 39-year-old, Courtney. I think you more look your age when you have it not so blonde and also flat iron, like when you were walking in the Grove. Yeah, you probably look more your age there. Anyway, go back to you and go back to her and her creepy ex-husband. Do you remember when they went on couples therapy on VH1? And they made everybody feel weird because Courtney would come around the other couples dressed like this, and she wears those gigantic lucite shoes with the gigantic platform. It was making everybody feel weird. And Doug does nothing basically but, pet her and encourage her to be the Courtney. And everyone was feeling weird in the house, including Too Short and his wife, And Too Short blows the whistle, ooh, ooh. So it's tough to make him feel weird about the human body. But anyway, Courtney has moved on from this 53-year-old husband of hers. And it looks like, though, she does have a type, and it would start with being in his 50s. And, oh my God. Him or her, you want on? Because I can't figure out. He's like Dracula. All right, well, she's been getting cozy with this guy named Edward Losey. He's 53, 35 years older than Courtney, who's still 19. He used to date Anna Nicole Smith. So now you can see he has a type too, I guess. Courtney's spokesperson denied that they're dating. Well, you can call it what you want. They definitely look cozy. Yeah. That's a hard 19, isn't it? A mess. Let's move along. All right, so. It's only been like 2 weeks since Kelly Clarkson announced her pregnancy, and now she's already talking to Parade magazine about her post-baby weight. She doesn't want to set the bar high, so she's saying, don't expect her to slim down quick after the baby. Here's her quote. No, I like that she's putting this out there. It takes off the Hollywood pressure of it. She says, I've never been Giselle Bundchen, so ain't nobody expecting that. I like to set a low standard so people don't expect a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Like Giselle Bundchen only gained like 30 pounds when she was pregnant, and she's got a naturally very thin body. Her shoes look gigantic though, don't they? She's got a naturally thin body, and she only gained 30 pounds, and her business is to get back to Victoria's Secret fighting weight, so she was forced to lose it again. Kelly, though, does not make her business off of being thin or fat. She makes her business off singing songs that we all love to sing along with on the radio in the car, and she just got married, and so this baby, like her whole life is so good right now that I don't blame her for putting this out. Like, don't expect it from her. She'll lose her weight on her time. And by the way, you know what? You know, she thought that it was really pathetic for her to be single for 7 holiday seasons. And she's finally admitting that, no, it wasn't okay with her. She put on a brave face. She was actually very bothered by it. So the holiday seasons are here. And if you happen to be single for the 5th, 6th, or 7th year, just know this. There is somebody for you, and you just have to keep your options open and don't get down on yourself. Just keep the options open, like Kelly did. So Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon are doing rumor patrol, although I think I touched on this late last week. I was saying that the streets were talking about their marriage being in trouble because they haven't recently been spotted together, and I said, no, I don't believe that their marriage is in trouble, not at this particular point. No. Anyway, Nick put a stop to the rumors by posting this picture on Instagram. And there was a quote saying, woman crush, talking about Mariah. I mean, it's nice that, yeah. It's nice that he posted the picture, and it's nice that they're putting the rumors to rest. I didn't believe the rumor, and you know how cynical I am. I didn't believe the rumors one bit, but we don't even know whether this is a recent picture, so it almost, to me, yeah, I mean, you just have to, sorry for being cynical on this particular thing. Just because you post a picture doesn't mean it's a recent picture. And that's the first thing. Just because you have a picture together doesn't mean that your marriage is not in trouble. You didn't have to say anything. I still didn't believe it. But I do believe in the 2-week rule for you famous people who have lives that take each other away from each other. At the end of 2 weeks, you got to make time to see one another. See, now apparently Mariah loves being here in New York. She's a New Yorker. And Nick loves being out in LA doing what Nick does. And Mariah thinks that one of the things that he does is overshare in his comedy. Well, I didn't know he does stand-up either, but apparently Nick Cannon does stand-up, and he talks about his marriage and his wife. Well, you know what? That should have been a rule from the beginning of them getting married. It's like, you know, keep my name out your mouth. Don't talk about me in your act, Nick. Then she says that he is also a hard worker in that Ryan Seacrest vein, which I get that. But if you want to be Ryan Seacrest, though, you got to hurry up, because second to that throne looks like it might be Mario Lopez, right? Like that Mario Lopez is setting fertile ground for what could be a really long career in front of all of us as just a cute guy who doesn't offend us. Like Ryan Seacrest, you know what I mean? Nick is a little goofy. I had a hard time believing their marriage was a real marriage when they first got married 5 years ago. And I was talking to some of my staffers, and many of them are lambs, which that's Mariah's super fans, lambs. Many of them are lambs, and they had a problem believing that she married Nick in the beginning also. Except she's got that goof with her. Remember they redid their vows at Disney, at the princess thing, and they're always in costumes, laying around in the backyard. They're a good couple. I don't believe that their marriage is in trouble, though. I say all that to say. Let's move along to Brooke Hogan, shall we? Well, I like Brooke Hogan a lot. She's 25 years old. Last we talked about her, she was engaged to the Dallas Cowboy player. His name is Phil Costa, and his neck. That neck is neckalicious. Right? Oh. He's 26 years old. Imagine how his neck is going to look by the time he gets 30. If he keeps playing sports. Anyway, the word is that Brooke called off their engagement. Yeah. That's a hard 25, isn't it? Brooke, girl. That's hard. But Brooke called off the engagement because she felt that they were moving way too fast. They got engaged after dating for a few months, and she says that, you know, it was taking time away, and she was neglecting her singing career. You know what? Let everybody have their dreams, ma'am. Ma'am. Apparently, Brooke is still with that singing thing. And so she's moved to LA to spend some time with her mom, Linda, and to get back in the studio to get that album done so you can buy it. I think a great job for Brooke would actually be to work in the front office of the wrestling league. You know, like those McMahon kids. You know, Vince McMahon, none of his kids are up here twerking. All his kids are helping in the family business, and they all seem to really love it. Yeah, they work there at the McMahon Enterprises, and, you know, the daughters, the sons, they all do. None of them are out there wrestling. They're all back there with the ad machine, doing the smart work, doing the smart work. You know, that wouldn't be a bad job for Brooke to have. Anyway, Brooke, good luck with your plans. We haven't talked about Daniel Radcliffe in a while. He's a friend to the show, and he has some great advice for some celebrities. He says, if you want privacy, be a private person. So simple, so simple. And it's really amazing because Daniel doesn't have Facebook, he doesn't have Twitter, yet and still his fans are all the kids, you know, entrenched in social media. So what does that say about these celebrities who tweet every nuance of their lives and think that social media is the very bane of their existence for their public? I venture to say that Daniel Radcliffe has proven you all wrong. You know, if you want privacy, be a private person. Perfect. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah. Madonna's daughter, Lourdes, who's still in high school, maybe following in her mom's footsteps. Madonna took Lourdes to the campus of her alma mater, the University of Michigan. I love that. What is Lourdes now, a junior in high school? 17. This is the time I started doing campus visits, too, with my parents, just to see, you know, how it was going to be. You know, because applying for schools, and I'm sure this is not Madonna's thing, but this might be your thing. I know it was our thing. The application process, even back when I was applying, was like $50, $75, $125 a pop to just apply to schools. So to reduce your amount of applications, what I know me and my parents did, we planned in my junior year, like, maybe one weekend a month, we would go visit a different school just to get a campus tour, to feel it out, to see if this is maybe where I want to apply. I like this. Anyway, so Lourdes reportedly is interested in the musical theater program there at the Michigan College where her mother went. Now, her mom was only there for one semester and then decided it wasn't for her. She had to blow out. But at least she made the attempt, and she left college after that one semester to come to New York and become the Madonna that we now know. I think it's terrific though that Lourdes wants to go to school and actually wants to go out of state to school. There is nothing like college. I mean, there are years that, you know, I would never want to repeat again. I still sometimes wake up thinking that maybe I never got a paper in on time, or, you know, did I really graduate? It's crazy. But between, all right, yeah, sure, there's the academic part of it and, you know, the place that puts you on the path to be, you know, the school teacher or the nurse or whatever it is that you want to be when you grow up. But the social aspect of college, particularly when you leave the state where you were being raised, in other words, for her, it would be New York, like go to Michigan, live in the dorm, at least live in the dorm for, you know, the first half of your freshman year before you move off and get a fly off-campus apartment that your mama pay for. Because as soon as you move off campus, you lose the whole mix of being in college. Don't you remember putting on your house shoes and walking down the hall with that bucket full of stuff? You'd have your shower gel, your toothbrush, right? Don't you remember your roommate stealing some of your Tide and you know, to wash her clothes, and you'd have to, it's just a place that teaches you how to grow socially and just handle your business as a young person. So good for Lourdes, who doesn't need to go to college, but she wants to go. Good for her. So now Oxford Dictionary's new word of the year is selfie. We all know what a selfie is? All right, well, selfie is, you know, that picture that you take. Well, I'll show you by example. Here's Kim Kardashian taking a selfie in the mirror. Uh-huh. And Miley Cyrus dressed as little Kim taking a selfie. And here's a picture of me taking a selfie. Well, the thing, I don't know about you, but for me with a selfie, the thing is that I always like to take it with my left hand, so my right hand, which is my comfortable hand, can be doing something like this. But I'm not that coordinated. My thumb always misses the button. I drop my phone. Does that happen to you when you take selfies sometimes? I got a new gadget. It's gonna help us all out. It's called the Shutterball. It's by AudioVox. Here's the Shutterball, and this is what you do. Okay, I'm gonna take a selfie. Like I said, take it with my hand up here, but I'm not fighting with you, phone. Wait, no, hold on, hold on. Watch me take the picture. Well, all the way over here, look. Right? These are so good. Guess what, studio audience? You're all going home with your own Shutterball. These are so good. We have a terrific show for you, everybody. The cast of one of my new favorite reality shows, The Preachers of LA, are here. But up next, we're gonna hit the streets for a special celebrity Thanksgiving edition of Street Talk. Don't miss it. I'm opinionated, think again. Wait until you hear what the streets are talking about with some of our favorite celebrities in another edition of Street Talk, the Thanksgiving edition. Let's watch. If you were dumped, who would be your celebrity rebound?
I'd like Oprah as my rebound. I'm not sure if she'd be into a younger guy, but watch out, Stedman. I want that cash.
Morris Chestnut, because he is tall, dark, and chocolate. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, just look at him. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
If I were dumped, I would want Rod Stewart as my rebound because he's still sexy and he can move.
Pitbull, because he is sexy and worldwide. Dale!
Which celebrity would you want at your Thanksgiving table?
I would most want Giselle at my Thanksgiving table because I feel like she's skinny enough, so I'd have tons of mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and all the trimmings to eat all by myself.
I would want Miley Cyrus because I hope she would wear that fabulous costume she wore at the VMAs, and she can bring some Cheech and Chong.
I would say Nene Leakes because she is hilarious and it seems like she keeps it real.
I would like to have Kevin Hart at my Thanksgiving table because he would have my family on the floor rolling.
celebrity I would want at my Thanksgiving table would be Wendy Williams, because those after shows ain't enough, girl. How you doing?
Which celebrity is the biggest turkey of the year?
The biggest turkey of the year, it would be Sharon Osbourne for lashing out at Ladies of the View. She copied their show.
I think Turkey of the Year is definitely Robin Thicke because he let Miley Cyrus take all the flack for the VMA performance.
Kanye West is the biggest turkey of the year because he had the audacity to compare Kim Kardashian and Michelle Obama. He's crazy.
Oh, Justin Bieber's got to be the biggest turkey of the year. Even his fans throw water bottles at him.
The biggest turkey of the year is Chris Christie. Oh, wait, I thought you said ate the biggest turkey of the year.
My biggest turkey of the year is Alec Baldwin. He's too old to still have his temper out of control, and his repeated anti-gay remarks are just absolutely inexcusable. His impulsive, angry temper is as well, so he's my turkey. Anyway, up next, everybody, the Preachers of LA join us for a sit-down. Our first guests are world-renowned pastors and the stars of the controversial new reality show, Preachers of LA. Take a look.
Do you remember how we met? You do?
I remember.
Yeah.
When I first met you, you were quite hardened around the edges, and I can see the softness coming.
Man, you're just taking credit for something.
No, I'm not taking credit.
All right, I acquiesce. It's interesting that 16 years later, we still be hanging. The question is asked, do I think Loretta and I are going to be married? That's going to be very interesting.
Please welcome preachers Noel, Jay, Ron, and Dietrich. Oh my gosh.
Hey.
So, yes, Noel, I'm still married.
Still married.
Thank you.
What a knot I tied.
Yes, yes. All those years ago, Noel officiated me and my husband's wedding. But congratulations on your show. I understand it's the #1 show on Oxygen, and I love it. Jay, does being a reality TV reverend, bishop, does that affect you, how you relate to your congregation?
Actually, it's actually given me a better platform. There are a lot of people who come to our church as a result of this show. Let me share just an incredible story with you quickly. Okay. There was a lady living in Kentucky, stage 4 bone cancer, not giving much longer to live. Her bucket list of things to do before she died, as a result of the show, was to come and meet me and my wife. She came to our church yesterday. We called her in front of the church and prayed for her and ministered to her.
You know, my thing, Dietrich, is that I think I'd be one of those people, if I was going to one of you all's churches, I'd quit on the day that I saw the cameras come in. Like, what? Yeah, I just would not want my minister, my reverend, to be doing reality TV, and then now the cameras are always in the services and outside the services and picking me up. It'd be like a bit of a turn off, not a turn on.
Wouldn't you want to know the real guy behind the platform?
No, not on reality TV, because I don't find
it's the perfect platform.
There's nothing real though about reality TV. Now, Ron.
Yes, ma'am.
You're the one.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Don't say that.
And I see you brought your lovely wife with you.
Lavette.
Hi, Lavette. Ron?
Yes.
The critics really get on you. They say that you are entirely too flashy. You're talk about the jets and the designer clothes, and you crip walk and you have guns. What's your response to them?
Well, it's like this.
God said I would that you prosper and be in health. Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom. You know, they don't see the schools I've built, the Christian academies, the boys' home I have, the 1,200 homes, the work I do in South Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, the Dominican Republic. I don't go to strip joints. I don't gamble. I don't drink. I'm not into porn. I love my wife. Been married 30 years.
Yeah.
Been pastoring 26 years. So the Bible says, no, the laborer is worthy of his hire. So they just need to be informed before they
I was
comment.
one of those people on the first couple of episodes. I wasn't sure about you. I thought that you were really, really like flashy. It's like way too like. We could tell the others of you all are not starving, but you were just very flashy. And then I saw you go to Compton. And then I heard you say that you were a former gang member. Right. And then I saw you help out, try to help out the best you can. And then I said, I get it. You know, the church needs somebody like you. Because there are so many wayward people out there from all, you know, I just like what you do with the gang members and stuff a lot.
In fact, I just got my sister Sean out the drug house. She was on heroin for 30 years.
Oh my God.
I took my wife, Lavette, and my sister. We went, jeopardizing our lives, snatched her out the drug house, and you'll see on the closing episode now she's in a rehab center. She's doing fine. I'm getting ready to get her into a church so she continued to grow, mature, and develop in the things of God.
And he was a gang member.
He was a gang member. You also are on drugs yourself. Yeah. And Jay, you were also on drugs yourself.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Now, Dietrich is married, but his wife got pregnant during the time that he was divorcing his ex-wife. Now, I was judging too, only it's not what you think.
That's true.
Explain.
Well, I don't believe in making excuses. I believe in taking responsibility for your actions. And I actually went through a hard time where I really just left church, left preaching, singing gospel music, and I was in a space where I just didn't want to do it anymore.
But
I met my beautiful wife, and she was like my angel, you know?
Yeah, but you met her out in L.A.
In L.A., yeah.
Where you were married and set up a home with your ex-wife was someplace other than L.A.
Absolutely.
So you all filed for separation with the intent on getting a divorce.
No, we were divorcing, yeah.
Oh, you were already divorced?
No, we're divorce process.
You were in the process of divorce?
Yes.
That's what I mean, you were still married?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
all right, sir.
All right.
You were still married,
okay.
But you didn't cheat on your wife. You just happened to have met somebody, and then she got pregnant. Now you're married to that woman.
Yeah, people tried to put two and two together. You know, he left his wife for a younger woman in L.A. and had a baby. You know, that wasn't the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm glad that you're here to explain that. Now, Noelle, Noelle has a special friend named Loretta. That's the one you saw in the clip.
Yes.
They've been friends for 16 years. What are we looking for you? Do you want to get married?
Subjectively, I have to.
Oh my gosh, you.
I have to fix me.
Yes.
You know.
Well, what time will that be?
Oh, come on. Too much pressure on the brother.
Well, it's interesting if you just understood my upbringing. My mother took me to Jamaica, and I grew up in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a little poem, I have a mother and a grandmother, never in love with the one for the other, because I was always left at the gate when my mother would come home, and I would be left there, knowing my grandmother wasn't my mother, and my step-grandfather was a little harsh. So I associated my grandmother, with my step-grandfather, who was very harsh.
At what point do we outgrow these things and just decide, look, world, I'm not getting married?
I preach to myself every day.
If you were invited to the Oscars tomorrow and you had 1 + 1, would Loretta be your +1?
Probably.
Probably. I can't with you. Up next, everybody, we're going to get the preachers to, and their take on Kanye West and a whole lot more, so keep it here. Commercial break, you don't understand. We played Stomp, and Dietrich got up in the audience and was ministering and dancing. And then Ron was crip walking and doing it too. It was so good. I love our show. Anyway, so we're back, everybody, with the stars of The Preachers of L.A. Bishop Jones. Your sister is legendary singer, entertainer Grace Jones, who we all love.
Yes.
Now, I've heard that your sister refuses to collaborate with Lady Gaga. What can you tell me about this?
Well, I get caught in the middle because her managers, Lady Gaga's managers, reach out for me, and they would like Grace to do something with Lady Gaga, since Lady Gaga actually idolizes Grace, because she copied a lot from Grace's nouveau
Yes,
look.
and so Grace is against it
But
because
Grace won't do it. Grace is just a major diva.
Yeah. I would love them to collaborate as long as it sounded like Pull Up to the Bumper or something like that.
And the wonderful thing is, it would bridge the gap between Grace's age group. You know, she did the thing hula hoop with the Queen.
Yes.
It would bridge the gap from there to the younger people.
Yes.
She just won't do it. I can't get her to do it. I beg her, I do everything.
All right. Now, Ron.
Yes.
Kanye West got his album out. It's called Yeezus.
Right.
And at his concerts, he's been having an actor come on stage to play Jesus.
I saw it.
Now, what's your thought on that?
I think Kanye West is a tremendous gift to the world. I mean, the gifts and callings of God are without repentance. I just have a problem with Kanye West's philosophy. You know, he has a zeal for God, but not according to knowledge. I would love to be his mentor. I was looking at his Bound 2 video. He's riding his motorcycle. He has like white horses coming out of the water like the Illuminati. Kim Kardashian naked. I mean, I wouldn't want my daughter to use Kim Kardashian and that video as their mentors. And Kanye, the motorcycle's gyrating like they're literally having sex on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
I just think Kanye needs a positive role model. And I would love to mentor him, to sit down and talk to him like somebody talked to me. He said Jesus is his biggest a fan or person he would like to emulate. But he can't see Jesus. But you can see Ron Gibson. I'm a Christian, a Christ-like person.
Jay?
And he can follow me as I follow Christ. I love to mentor Kanye West. He's a great guy.
What do you say about Kanye and his use of Jesus on the stage during his show?
Well, I mean, obviously, there's some interest he's expressing toward Jesus and toward God. And for that, I'm thankful and grateful. And I believe that maybe he's putting on platform that interest, but maybe he's not fully knowledgeable at the level that he may need to be doing what he's doing.
Dietrich, what do you say?
I say Kanye is a creative genius. He's gifted at what he does, and we're not here to judge him at all.
But we are.
Yeah, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. That is creativity at its best. He's a genius. And so I'm an artist. I understand that. When you're creating, you tend to go to the extreme to express your message. And a lot of us have felt like we've been crucified for no reason. So, you know, I seen that picture, he had himself on the cross or whatever. You know, so I rack it up to be creativity, and I don't think none of us are in a position to judge anybody.
Well, maybe you call it poetic license.
Yes.
Anytime you're an artist, you have some poetic license. But I will enlighten you on a scripture that is really interesting as it relates to this. Paul says that some preach because of contention, some preach to make him miserable, some preach to make him happy, some preach because he's good. And he concludes, he says, let them preach anyway.
Anyway.
In whatever way he's throwing Jesus out there.
Yes. Yeah, but he's not throwing the Jesus of the Bible out there.
Well,
yeah, we had a hit song called Jesus Walk.
But it's going to generate, in the same way that this show that we did generated positive and negatives.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a good show.
And it's going to call for a conversation.
Yeah. Well, let's not stop the conversation, you guys. Preachers of LA, thank all of you for stopping by and having. That's it. The season finale of Preachers of LA airs tonight at 10 on Oxygen. Up next, it's time for Ask Wendy. Everybody, it's time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
Hi, Wendy. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Hi, I'm Paula, and I have 2 kids. My daughter is 9, and she's doing really, really well in school. However, my son is 13, and he's just not trying as hard as I know he could do. How do I get him to care more about school?
Threats? I mean, really, at 13, they're interested in having a little movie on Friday night with their friends or Saturday afternoon hangouts.
Oh, yeah.
Xbox, you know. Threats, like you're not going to be able to enjoy any of this stuff. And then you sit down with him and then you ask him, what do I need to do for you in order to help you in this process? That way, you're not psychologically putting it all off on him. And if he, and go through his grades and say, do you need a tutor for here? Do you need extra help for there? What is it that you need? And a lot of times the teachers aren't staying after school to actually tutor the kids.
Right.
But if you go to like your local university, sometimes you can find really good people in that particular major, kids who would come to your house and tutor or whatever. But ask him. First threats, and then ask him what you need to do.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. How you doing?
How you doing, Gay? My name is Simone. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 4 years. In the last 3 years, we had 3 kids. My recent one, we kept a secret. And how about let his family know we're bringing more than stuffing?
Oh. Okay, so you and your husband have 3 kids?
Yes.
And you've been married for how long?
We're not married. We've been together for 4 years.
So that's your boyfriend then?
Yeah.
Okay, your boyfriend. How old are you?
22. I look good, though.
Well, your family apparently has been used to you and how you are since forever. You've been with the same boyfriend for 4 years. They already know you have 2 kids. 1 more is not gonna hurt. Yeah, bring the baby to Thanksgiving. I would call and warn them though ahead of time. I would call your mom or your family, whose house you're going to, call and warn them. Because, how old are the other 2?
2, 1, and 3 months.
2, 1, and 3 months. Yeah, you're asking for a lot. I mean, but the more the merrier. Call ahead of time to whoever's house it is and let them know that you're bringing a plus
1? Okay.
More. Good luck, good luck. Everybody, keep it here. We're gonna reveal our audience eye candy of the day next. Don't go away. I'm here with Siobhan Boyd, and she's an EMT in Philly, and she's our eye candy of the day. How you doing? All right, let's get a quick look. I love your oxblood dress and the blazer. Tell us a little something.
H&M 34, H&M 18, DSW, got them on stuff for 30.
Okay, and the crowning jewel is your hair. It looks natural. It looks really healthy. Like, is that all yours?
It is.
Yeah.
My mom hasn't talked to me since I cut it.
Oh, you cut it?
I did.
And your mom's not talking to you?
No.
Oh.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for looking so well turned. Everybody keep it here. We'll be right back. On Friday, the fabulous Whoopi Goldberg stops by. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye!